Okay, guys. Coming up next. That's right. Class of, that's right? Okay. Coming up next, we have a poet named Mr. Denny Richardson from the class of 1959. So put your hands together for none other than Mr. Denny Richardson.
That's right, 1959. Where the library was the assembly hall, and there was no gym. The young lady said that I was a poet. Yes and no, but tonight I want to take you back on memory lane. For those of you who took the Cambridge School Certificate back in the 40s and the 50s, the last year they had the Cambridge School Certificate. It was my last year here, and they started the GCE the same year, so it was a transfer over. But before I got to the Berkeley, they were preparing us by giving us Shakespeare in elementary school. Can you imagine that? Well, it's true. I did not learn the lines, usual stubborn boy that I was. But the teacher made me stay in, Mr. Edward Baisden. I don't know if anyone remembers Edward Baisden, but he made me stay in and write it out 10 times. Be careful what you do to a child that could affect him, because I haven't forgotten it. Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings he home? What tributaries follow he to Rome? To grace and captive bounds his chariot wheels. You blocks, you stones, you western senseless things. Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome, do you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up the walls and battlements to towers and windows, and yea, to chimney tops, your infants in your arms, and there have sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see the great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot put a pair, have you not made a universal shout while that Tiber trembles underneath her banks to hear the replication of her sounds made in her concave shores? And do you now call out a holiday? And do you now put in your best attire? And do you now strew flowers in this way that triumph over Pompey's blood? Begone! Run to your houses and fall upon your knees and pray to the gods who intermit this plague that needs much light in this ingratitude. No sooner had I gotten past that, I wound up at the Berkeley Institute. And they gave us Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. 'Tis not alone my inky cloaked mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor the dejected behavior of my visage. Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt and thaw itself into a dew. Oh, that this everlasting would not fix its cannon against self-slaughter. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against the sea of trouble, and by opposing them to die, to sleep. To sleep, perchance to dream, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. 'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to do these morning duties to your father, but you must know, your father lost a father, And that father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow, but to preserve her in rustic endowment. 'Tis a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. 'Tis a mind impatient, a heart unfortified, an understanding simple and unschooled for what it be as common as any most vulgar thing to sense. So why should we, in our peevish opposition, take it to heart? And my final year, we did Henry V, which was a set book for the Cambridge. And the prologue to Henry V goes like this. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend, the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. And then should the warlike Harry like himself assume the port of Mars, and at his heels, leashed in like hounds, should feminine sword and fire crouch for employment. Pardon all the flat and raised spirits that have dared unearth this worthy scaffold to bring forth so great object. Pardon since a crooked figure may attest in little place a million, and let us ciphers to this great account upon your imaginary forces work. Suppose within the girdle of these walls are confined two mighty monarchies, whose high upreared and abutting fronts the perilous narrow ocean parts asunder. Piece out our imperfections with your thoughts, and into 1,000 parts divide one man and make imaginary puissance. Think. When we talk of horses, you see them printing their proud hoofs, aid the receiving us. For 'tis your thoughts that now must deck our kings. Carry them here and there, jumping over time, turning the accomplishment of many years into the hourglass. For the rich supply, admit me chorus to this history, who prologue like your humble patience pray, gently to hear, kindly to judge our play. Thus ends that strange eventful history. Sans eyes, sans teeth, sans everything.